Well. The police have spoken after last night's incident in Huntingdon where multiple people were stabbed, critical conditions, and two people arrested. And everyone's asking, like me, who are the suspects? Why have we not heard an update? What is going on? Well, in an interesting situation, the police have now done a major U turn and have now called this not a terror incident. However, I'm going to expose their lies because for me, this is still an act of terror. This is a terrorist act, and the identities of the two people they have said we need to question further. Welcome along to True Brit Media. This is the channel that speaks the truth, exposes the truth, and lives the truth. The truth must be heard. And today, the truth will be heard. We're going to do deeper into this because I'm not having what the police are saying, and you shouldn't either. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're now on the road, believe it or not, to 10,000 subscribers. I was asking people to get me to 5k only 24 hours ago, and it's blowing up. So all thanks to you guys. Smash the like button if you want Keir Starmer out of government today, and get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts, feelings, emotions on everything that's going on. Let's get straight into this then. Let's hear the update from the police and then let's pick this one apart. So, as you can see here, we're going to have an update right on your screen.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Superintendent John Lovelace, and I'm here to provide you with an update on the incident at Huntingdon Station that took place here last night. It's a shocking incident, and first and foremost, my thoughts are with the family and friends of those who have been affected and those who are injured. At approximately 7:42 p.m. yesterday evening, there were calls to the police service in relation to multiple stabbings which took place on board a train service that departed Doncaster at 6:25 p.m. and was en route to London King's Cross Station. Officers immediately attended Huntingdon Station alongside paramedics, where armed police officers from Cambridgeshire Police boarded the train and arrested two people. Within 8 minutes of the 999 call being made, two men were brought into police custody, where they remain this morning. I can tell you that these are the first male, a 32-year-old male, a black British national, and a 35-year-old man, a British national of Caribbean descent. They were both arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Both were born in the United Kingdom. As stated, they remain this morning in separate police stations for questioning. 10 people were taken to hospital by ambulance, and another person self-presented later that evening. While 9 were initially believed to have life-threatening injuries, following assessment and treatment, 4, thankful to say, have been discharged. However, 2 patients remain in a life-threatening condition. British Transport Police declared a major incident yesterday, and counter-terrorism policing were initially supporting our investigation. However, at this stage, there is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident. This is a British Transport Police investigation, and we continue to work to establish at pace the full circumstances and the motivations that have led to this incident. At this early stage, it would not be appropriate to speculate on the cause of this incident. As you can see, the station this morning remains closed. However, we expect trains to be passing through the station this morning. Passengers will see a high visibility presence of police officers at stations and on trains throughout today, up and down the transport network. Our officers are there to reassure the public and to address any concerns they may have. I'd like to thank the public personally for their patience and their cooperation. Yesterday evening, which has already greatly assisted our investigation through the help the public have tendered, as well as the multi-agency response partners from colleagues in other blue light services. I'd like to extend my thanks to our colleagues within Cambridgeshire Police, the East of England Ambulance Service, Cambridgeshire Fire and Rescue Service, and counter-terrorism policing. And finally, I'd like to appeal for anyone that's watching who has information connected to yesterday's incident, however big or small you feel that may be, that has not yet spoken to police, to make contact. You can do so by texting the British Transport Police on 61016, that's 61016, quoting reference 663 of the 1st of November 2025. Thank you very much.
Again. Now, for me, some really interesting stuff has come from that. And let's pick it apart. This is where the truth needs to be told. First and foremost, the suspects. A 32-year-old black British citizen and a 35-year-old of Caribbean descent. Did you notice how they both wanted to let you know that they were born in the UK? How often, when there is these terror attacks, the one in Uxbridge, for example, how late was it that they had to tell us it was from Afghan descent, that it was a migrant? How late do they like to inform us of those incidents? Yet when something like this has happened, they're very quick to tell us, born in the UK. Why? Why is that? But I'm going to actually debunk that, because just because someone is born in the UK doesn't necessarily mean there is a bigger picture to it. Second of all, not a terror act. How can it not be a terror act when people are brutally going around butchering people on the trains and our streets with an incentive? You don't just go and do that for a sheer hobby or fun. You don't go around doing that because you're bored. You do it because you're using violence and intimidation against innocent people for a bigger agenda, for a bigger picture. There has to be a bigger motive. And this is where, for me, the police have shot themselves in the foot. Wait until the motive comes out. They don't know the reason why these two people did it. But if you look at past attacks using knife crime, innocent civilians, then there is a bigger agenda to it. And this is where I'm going to debunk it right now. Have a look at this. Do not be fooled is the best way to describe this. And I like this. Do not let them fool you. That's what they're trying to do here. Axel Rodikamba, the Southport murderer. Guess what? British-born black man, but was a terrorist. Michael Adebayo, Lee Rigby's killer. British-born black man, terrorist. Now, last night in Huntingdon, 2 British-born men, 1 black and 1 of Caribbean descent, have stabbed 10 people on a brutal attack on a train, but it's not terrorism. They're lying to us. Why? Because to have an act of terror on the watch of Keir Starmer's hands is going to be, again, the end of him. The country is already on brink of an uprising. To have it confirmed that word terror attack, escalates everything. And that's the sad thing about it. Just to say there was a stabbing from a migrant or a stabbing on the street plays it down. And that's what's annoyed me. They've played this down. They've played this whole attack down. The way he was talking about, well, we thought there were going to be loads of people in life-threatening conditions, but actually 4 have been released this morning. The way in which he did that speech left me a little bit eerie, trying to celebrate the fact that actually 4 people have walked out of hospital already, but neglecting there's still people critically injured. It all doesn't add up. There's something suspect about this, and I'm not being fooled. I'm not being fooled. This was a terror attack. This was a terror attack. And again, have a look at more clips here to sort of further promote this. Inspector Lovelace described the 2 alleged stabbers on the Huntingdon as British. Starmer described Axel Rodikamba as a Welshman. The British people want the unvarnished, complete truth. We want the truth, and they're not giving it us. They're holding back information, and we are going to be here, this channel, live updates when it comes through. They will be revealed. We will do our digging ourselves. We will hunt for the truth because the people need to know it, and they're going to hide behind that. Born in the UK nationals. It's just despicable and deplorable. And I'm going to put this on the screen one more time for you to remember why this doesn't make sense. Okay? Why this doesn't make sense. The Huntingdon stabbing rampage suspects are British. Don't forget this man was also British. The man who killed soldier Lee Rigby on our streets. Innocent civilians are losing lives daily to mass terror. to butcherers, to animals, to savages. And we have had enough. The response last night to that video that I've put on my channel and the comments across the world saying their thoughts are with us, that people are worried about their safety, people are worried about leaving their homes, using public transport. Britain is not safe. We know that. I fear for my kids. I fear for my wife. I fear for our family. That's why I've got this channel. It's anger, passion. This isn't clickbait. This isn't trying to get topics of discussion to format. It is here to speak the truth. And I can't sit here anymore. So thank you for your support. Thank you. Let me know your comments, thoughts on this. Do you agree with me? I think it's shocking, the update that we've received, and something doesn't smell right. I'm out of here. Ta-da.